Hey there, this is Kevin Moffat with another Manna Nugget. This is going to be like a series of different, hopefully little short ones. Although, if I get into something, it's not going to be that short because I get impacted and it just blesses my heart to speak it. Because he's been downloading into me for a long time. And it's got to come out somewhere. And that's part of the creative process. So today I'm going to talk about creating an atmosphere of a dancing heart and joyful worship. We are created for worship. Each one of us has a particular manner in which we were created to worship God. I don't care what part of the planet you live, everything that who we are, whether you think you're creative or not. Everybody in business has to be able to be creative. I don't care if you're a CEO or somebody that's sweeping the street. There are creative ways of doing those things. So we need to stop being in denial about creativity and how massive the subject is. This manner also brings a level of healing that no other method can. God has many avenues to actuate our healing. He knows our personal needs, exactly how to accomplish the healing that we need. We must choose not to limit his abilities and avenues. So doing art, and it's been really shown, especially, in the past couple decades, that art in healing is a major subject. And I'm not talking about in-church kind of thing necessarily, but the if you will, the regular world is found out that they can help particular maladies by teaching them how to create, or at least get things on a page, or do some function of creativity. And it helps them, things in their mind connect, for instance, that wouldn't have connected otherwise. Or people that have been totally blocked off from society find a way of expressing that they couldn't have expressed before through something creative. And the dynamic of that is incredible. It's wonderful to watch when somebody connects with something and their countenance changes. I love watching that. When I'm led to create, it leads to me connecting with the truth of who he is and has created me to be. I become more whole when I connect with that. It causes me to come to a whole nother level in my being when I connect with the voice of the Creator. Hands-on prayer and other prayerful methods are vital in seeking whole, healed lives. But so much healing also goes on when you stay and sit and soak in his presence. There's maybe 15 years ago, this whole avenue of soaking. A dear friend of mine just loves to play violin over people as they soak in God's presence. There's a whole section of music just for soaking. There are times when I know when I've been on the floor just soaking and not doing something, but focusing on God's presence in that place. The dynamic of things that are changing within me is exponential. It's not something that you have to work at necessarily. There are, different segments, different things, different avenues, and how all these things work. And I don't thoroughly understand it. But that God is working is all I need to know. I've been part of different healing ministries that taught on healing prayer. And there were things that went on like, I have no comprehension of how and why. but that God is working, I don't need to understand beyond that. His avenues are not limited to our choice of method. The only limits of our healing are our personal strongholds of the mind. Hindrances to a healthy inner temple, 2 Peter 1:19, has not the day's star risen in our hearts that reveals all the darkness in our souls? God will put a finger on what you need to deal with, but he doesn't do it like, I'm poking that wounded spot. He's like, no, you need to look at this and let's walk this out and deal with this thing, because I need more communication with you. I need more, let's walk in the cool of the day together more. That's what he's really saying. What is your heart's condition? Is there darkness where there should be light? Are there open wounds where there should be wholeness? Are there strongholds of the mind that don't allow you to hear or see the message of God's Spirit within? It would seem that whatever understanding or freedom that we might be able to receive from reading or hearing the Word could be blocked by strongholds that we have been instrumental in creating. He uses the arts to bypass strongholds. One picture speaks 1,000 words, and imparting to you things you need to be able to get to that place of healing. The method that the Lord used to integrate into my being it happened to be the 12 steps at the time, and it brought me exponentially to a whole nother place, because there were tools that I didn't have working within. I don't care what your opinion is necessarily of 12 step, but they are all Christian principles. Okay, and this is the method that he used at the time for me to, on one level, there were things I needed to get in order. And that's what he used. That's where he brought me at that time. So I've learned, and I've seen it happen several times when I'm painting, that, I'm not painting for somebody except for him. And I'm not overly concerned of whether you get it, what I'm painting, because it's my relationship with him. That you get it is dynamically wonderful. But I'm more concerned about his opinion than I am about anybody else's opinion. If I didn't have that relationship with him, it's also shows up like I really don't have fear about what I'm doing. Yeah, there's always like, you're painting publicly, which has become something I've gotten extremely used to. But when you're first doing it, most artists won't do what I do. Excuse me, but you're afraid of making a mistake. And work in studio so that when you make a mistake, you can fix it. And really, there's nothing really wrong with that in one sense. But I don't have that particular kind of fear, because he's shown me again and again and again and again, and literally hundreds of times, that if there's what I've done something that is maybe a mistake, nobody else really knows it. You'd have to be extremely sensitive in the spirit to like, oh wait, no, go back, to see and know that. And what I found was, quite often when I've made a mistake, that mistake actually becomes the answer to the painting. You know, it opens a door to finding what he really wanted me to search for. It's not really a mistake. So I am willing to go to places that others will not, because I know where he is and that he wants me to walk there. And I'll take the chance. I don't mind making a mistake. That's really not a mistake. So there's another Manna Nugget. I think I'm done with this particular one. I'm going to keep doing Manna Nuggets over time, and I'll also be teaching about other things in different segments, and probably do much longer things when we talk about art and specifically what I do, and other things like painting silks and acrylic flow painting as well. So I hope this has blessed you. And these are a lot of things that he's been speaking to me over the years that I'm going to be putting out, and I hope you keep coming back to check it out. And you can subscribe at some point in time. We'll be able to get that button going where you'll be notified when a new one comes out. And I hope you like these things. And you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. It's Kevin Moffat _ Manna Art, MANNAART. And my website is mannaart.com. And please go to Patreon, Patreon.com, and look me up, Kevin Moffat / Manna Art. And if you want to get behind what I'm doing and help me in ministry, because usually when I go to a conference, at least to date, there's extremely few conferences, if at all, I can count on one hand, actually, where I'm part of the line of honorarium and or some kind of financial blessing to just help pay for the travel. We're not even touching what my expense is for doing the art. But we're getting there. But hopefully I can open some doors. I'm a forerunner, so that's why I've kind of I've been headbutting things for the kingdom. I'm after the arts mountain and getting it in the right place again. Okay, so bless you big. Email me. Let me know what you think.